Do you know that 26 million people suffer with chronic fatigue in our society? And that I myself, as I'm getting older, I find that my ability to have more energy in the evening, even though I've taken a little meditative rest, it still kind of stops right around 9:30, 10 p.m. But I am getting up earlier. So how about you? Are you finding ways that your energy is not present for you? Well, let's talk about it. I'm MC of Healthy by George. Please think about subscribing. I'd love to see you here each week because we really want to help ourselves be the best version of who we are well into our 80s. So I want to introduce you to my brother, Noel, who's a nurse practitioner who deals with many patients who suffer from chronic fatigue. And so I think it's great to think about, well, what happens? Do I even mention this to my doctor when I see him? Because sometimes I feel like it's a problem I have to fix instead of talking to my doctor about it. What do you suggest for patients?
See this often, and a lot of times people have an underlying either sleep deprivation or an organic problem that can be fixed. And sometimes you have to really have a good workup and to really know that is it vitamins? Is it a hormone? Is it sleep deprivation? There's so many things that can cause chronic fatigue
Mm.
and really have to kind of like do a complete workup to make sure that there's not an underlying problem or deficiency or infection that may be causing sleep deprivation or chronic fatigue.
How much does the snoring and they say this whole thing about sleep apnea, are you getting enough oxygen? Is that something really? I mean, when
Well,
somebody
there's
tells me about a sleep test, I'm like, I don't want to do no sleep test.
there's sleep apnea and there's obstructive sleep apnea.
So what's the difference?
And well, one is that your tongue obstructs your breathing tube and you don't get enough air, your oxygen goes down.
Oh,
Well, your oxygen goes down, but your hemoglobin in response to that goes up. Your blood viscosity goes up.
oh, really?
Yeah, it can be treatable, but the first thing is to realize is, do you have sleep obstruction or do you just have sleep apnea? There's two.
Mm.
And so yeah, they're both very treatable. And now they have even newer treatments for them with implants and other things, but you have to identify, do you have obstructive sleep apnea?
Yeah,
But if you
because
have apnea, you may have obstructive sleep apnea
many people hate those devices and they just approved one of the GLP-1 drugs for sleep apnea.
because you
So
lose
that's
weight.
a big deal. Weight loss and
That's not because one of the first symptoms of sleep apnea is obese belly or big belly,
mhm,
and whether or not you do snore
mhm,
or whether or not you don't feel rested ever in the morning.
mhm,
So there's a whole questionnaire about sleep. And there's 4 stages of sleep cycle,
mhm.
and you have to really try to get all of them in within a certain period of time. But they've also done studies that show the amount of sleep that you got as a child is usually the amount you need as an adult. It's
Oh,
6 hours versus 8 hours versus 9 hours.
so let me ask you something. If you're someone like me who has to get up not just once, but sometimes twice in the middle of the night
What?
because you're having to go to the bathroom. I drink water way too much. I drink a lot of water, and sometimes I'm drinking water up to the very moment I go to bed.
Well, here's the clinical question. Do you go right back to sleep when you get into bed?
No.
When you return from the bathroom? And why is that?
Well, the second time is generally around 4:35. It's very hard to go back to sleep then.
Usually for women, it's they only get up once at night. Men
Yeah.
sometimes because prostate size or
Mhm.
obstruction or whatever, prostate hypertrophy, they will get up 2 and 3 times. But most men can go right back to sleep.
No, I don't go right back to sleep if I get up the second time. Then I decide if it's 4:30 or 5, sometimes I decide to go ahead and start my day.
Well, at that point, how many hours of sleep have you had?
6 maybe.
Do you think that's enough?
Probably because I am a big nap person now.
Nice.
I'm starting to really give myself a nap, like in the late afternoon, because, and if I may not fall all the way to sleep, but what I do is I do this wonderful meditation and it's so relaxing.
Filled that questionnaire if I would have had to fill out a thing on you because I've never known you to take naps.
No, I don't. I don't take naps, but this doesn't feel like a nap. It really feels more like meditation because I lay there with my little meditation tape going, and I feel like I'm going into this zone. And so it doesn't feel like a nap. It really feels like meditation.
How long do you do this for?
Maybe 45 minutes, 40, 45 minutes. But this is the problem. I will feel refreshed for a little while, but man, 9:30, 10 p.m. comes, I'm done. I'm done. I have to go to sleep.
It's unusual
Really?
because I remember a time that you couldn't go to sleep till midnight or 1.
Yeah, every now and then I do get this. And frankly, I may get in the bed at 10:30 or 11. I don't go to sleep till midnight, baby.
What's all
Um,
going on in your head?
Lately, I was worrying about something that I have to do and get done and deadlines and things like that. And I had to really work with myself to let it go and allow
Well,
my.
have you ever known anybody with chronic fatigue syndrome?
I feel for them because it makes their lives a struggle to hold down a job and feel productive. Or if they're caring for a child, they have to figure out systems in place
To
that
keep
they
up.
can get support because they have trouble, like they can't really do exercise because it makes it worse. Or they can't really do simple, sometimes chores in the house because it makes it worse. And also, too, because it doesn't look like you have a struggle, you don't look disabled, it's invisible, people don't believe you.
It's subjective times.
Yeah. They
And
don't
and that's
believe
what
you have this problem.
as a clinician, you have to make sure there's no underlying problems with deficiencies of vitamins or
Right.
minerals,
Yeah.
hormones, whether their hormone levels are normal.
Mhm.
Then you have to do a sleep inventory or workup.
Mhm.
And then once you've done the whole workup and you determine there's nothing organic going on, there's nothing physically, chemically, or biologically that's deficient or going on, then you can look and see, well, let's look at their sleep cycle
Well,
and tune in
things
on
like Lyme disease and COVID, long COVID, and the Epstein-Barr virus and these kinds of things, do they affect sleep?
well,
Well,
I don't know if they affect sleep directly, but their long-term affects the fatigue or the energy level.
Mhm.
Like people that have had mononucleosis as a child, Epstein-Barr,
Mhm.
or that can't fear Epstein-Barr as well, are always, and that's one of the reasons why they get diagnosed with chronic fatigue,
Mhm.
because some just don't clear it well.
Right,
And some
right.
people have viruses that they will make antibodies for, and then the antibodies will drop down, and then the virus comes back up. That's how shingles works. You know,
Right.
first chickenpox, and then the secondary, or the latent stage of herpes zoster is shingles, and
Mm.
it lays along the nerve line and waits until your immune system drops a little bit. And then once your antibodies drop in, then it comes right back
Really?
up. It
Yes.
wants to survive just like you. It's a parasite, like a virus.
I know those viruses are something else, aren't they? Well, I think the problem lies is that you feel embarrassed because you don't look visually like there's a problem, and that you also, too, you have moments that you feel more normal. I think when I talk to my people who know they have chronic fatigue, I think they feel sometimes capable, but it's not dependable. It's like, my husband who had multiple sclerosis. Sometimes his fatigue would be profound.
But is it myelofibrosis that is associated with chronic fatigue a lot of times?
Yes, it is.
And they can't find a test for that.
No. That's
I
why.
think they might have a new test, but a lot of times it affects women more often.
Yeah,
They say the fatigue is, and the muscle aches are unbelievable.
yeah,
And they never really been able to pinpoint the cause of this
right.
chronic
Yeah,
fatigue and this muscle ache.
yeah. I think it's like we all have to heighten our awareness about nutrition, figure that out.
At a starting point, determine, have I checked this? Have I checked?
Mhm.
Has this been rolled out? And
Yeah,
that's what you have to do until you have ruled out everything, including sleep apnea. And then once
yeah.
that's done, then you might be diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome.
As a patient, you just are overwhelmed by the fact that you're getting all these tests. And it feels overwhelming, like there's no end in sight, and then you're having to deal with the stress of your insurance provider or the co-pays or the justification for all these.
Have a time off from work.
Well,
That's
that
a big one
yes.
because I have a primary and 3 specialists. I see 2 specialists actually.
Mhm.
And my job requires I give them 30 days notice when I need to be
Wow.
off work. Yeah. And that's part of the FMLA agreement. You know
Yeah.
that?
No, I didn't.
Because when they put on your FMLA, my policy at my job is I have to give 30 days notice if I'm going to be out for a medical doctor's
Wow.
visit or treatment or something like that. And they're okay with it, but that's just part of the policy. They want to know 30 days in advance when I'm going to see a doctor. And the
Mm-mm-mm.
sad thing is, you use up all your paid time off going to the doctor.
Yeah,
Instead, I'm off to go on vacation and stuff like that. And it's
just
just, it's crazy.
have a break.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what always was such a struggle for Angel. When he would have the moments of that chronic fatigue, it was almost like he would pass out. He would be so fatigued,
Yeah.
his whole body would just pass out. He was like his
And
whole
they
nervous
did the
system
whole
shut
workup on him.
down.
But he had multiple sclerosis, didn't he?
Yeah, that was the underlying driving problem. It's almost
Before
like
he
his
was
nerve
diagnosed?
before he was diagnosed, he would just pass out, and I was always like, "What is wrong with him?" And I think when we first
What
started
is wrong with the
when we first started trying to find out what was wrong, we started out with his heart doctor. It took us a year, and then he had a major MS episode, and
flare?
when he finally had
That's
it,
when they did the MRI and everything.
that's when he finally got diagnosed. So
I
it
had COVID, so everything after COVID, they want to blame it on Hingers or whatever syndrome of
long
COVID.
COVID.
I know that that's not COVID. I think most of mine is sleep deprivation.
Yeah, I think sometimes we just have to recognize that maybe long COVID has a little more other things involved, maybe other than just chronic fatigue. There's other issues that are related to long
So as
COVID.
a person, when do you start worrying about being tired? After a month of being tired? When do you need to go see a doctor about being so tired?
You know, something, if it keeps happening for me after maybe 2 to 3 months of constantly
It's a
feeling,
3 month rule. Three
then
months.
I,
If you have something going on three
yeah,
months in a row and it's not getting better,
yeah,
then
I
because
would
there are
worry.
some viruses that take 21 days to clear. There are
Yeah.
some infections and there's some deficiencies that take at least 3 to 4 weeks to get to that
Wow.
level, especially if you're not eating correctly.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things I'm really contemplating is, the Hume band is now something that you can wear, and it tracks a lot of these things that are sort of that are these wonderful elements about how is your sleep.
Those new rings really are well.
No, this is a
No,
band. It's a Hume band, and what it does is it tracks more than what, like
where do
it'll
you put it?
track. You buy it online, but you
But where do
track.
you put it on your body?
Put it on your wrist.
Okay.
It's
And
a
it's called
band.
what?
It's called Hume, Hume. I'm thinking about it because I'm not sure about is where am I in my sleep cycle? Do I ever go into REM sleep? Really? And that's apparently what it
Well,
can.
do you feel rested when you get up?
Yeah.
You've gone through REM then.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
feel rested
Yeah.
when you get up you've gone through all 4 stages.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've increased my exercise more than before because finally, with the hip recovery and everything, I'm finally able to really have the stamina for some exercise. So I've been doing my weights, light weights, very, very small, short, little weight moments. And then I'm
What aerobic
increasing,
do you do?
cardio. I walk 2 miles and then I do about 15 to 20 minutes on my trampoline,
Walk like
so
2 and 3 miles at work. Can you believe that?
I can because, it's a lot to take care of patients. You're standing, you're walking, you're going, you're in the exam rooms, you're doing a lot with
Well,
these.
there's some of the clinics or one place, and instead of me taking my car to go down half a mile, I'll just walk and I'll walk back because I
What?
know I need to do that. Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad choice. Walking is some of the best exercise you can get, period. I think the problem is that if you're not maintaining muscle mass, no matter where you are with your sleep, you don't give your body the opportunity. So I'm focused on major.
What does low storage mean?
Don't worry about it. Just
Okay.
wait. Yeah.
Hey,
So what you were saying is if I'm feeling this way for more than 3 months, I
months.
definitely need
You
to
need to
talk to
go
my
see.
doctor.
And
Should
what
I?
they should do is a complete workup
And then should
on
I keep track of anything to share?
keep track of how many hours you sleep, what do you eat before you go to bed, what your caloric intake is, how much water you're drinking, and how many times a night you get up.
Mhm.
And that's the most important thing. Do you take naps?
Yeah.
Those are the questions they'll ask you. The
Okay.
rest they need to do a complete blood count, a chemistry, a complete metabolic count. They need to check your thyroid. They need to check any other hormones, whether or not you're into menopause or andropause.
Yeah.
They may want to check your testosterone or estrogen or progesterone levels,
Yeah.
find out whether you're menstruating, and
Yeah.
see if you're not deficient in anything. You're deficient, you're anemic, and you're deficient in B12 or folic acid or iron.
Think you're right, especially for women, without a doubt. So, well, I can't appreciate you enough for talking about chronic pain today. Chronic fatigue. Well, they kind of go back hand in hand. If you have,
Yes.
you're not going to sleep very well. We'll talk about that next time. But I want to just say thank you, and please,
You're welcome.
please, if you want to subscribe, share, join us here. We know that you have this one precious life, and let's live it to the fullest. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye. So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.